happening, weirdos? This is the return of the incredible Dan Harmon, who you probably know from Community. He created Community. He was a co-creator of Rick and Morty, which you're about to hear. I just got into. People have been telling me to watch it for like a decade, and I never did. I don't know what. I know why, but we're not going to get into that. It's because I don't like people telling me what to do, basically. So I finally watched it, and I'm obsessed. I think it's incredible. I think Dan is incredible. He has a new show, which comically I keep forgetting the name of in the episode. It's on HBO Max, or Max. I don't know. I call it HBO Max because I'm 47. And it's called President Curtis. And it is also amazing. Check it out. Streaming now. For me, not much to say. PeteHolmes.com for my tour dates. The ones coming up, we have Largo on September 10th. That's always a highlight of my month. San Luis Obispo, Madison, Wisconsin, where we're filming the new special. We just added a late show on Thursday. Seattle, Portland, San Diego, Phoenix, and that's new to me. Bensalem, Pennsylvania. Yeah, but that's in January. Who cares? Why are we even talking about that? In the meantime, so glad you're here. Check out my book, Spells to Cast on Your Parents. It's available for pre-order now, and it will be dropping in September. Thank you for listening. Hope you enjoy the incredible Dan Harmon. Get into it. Look, we got a caffeinated Dan Harmon. I don't normally do an intro. That's all you get.
No, yeah, you do it on the. You do it
later.
You're like that gives you a chance to.
How to go.
Get out in front of it.
That's right.
Like, look, what happened was
That's true.
none of my business.
There are a few where I have to be like, guys, or the most recently I had to say like, I was in a bad mood. Like sometimes, you just have to preface it a little bit.
I remember Aisha Tyler, I did an episode of her podcast and her opening was, he didn't drive home.
Oh, you were liquored up.
I was overserved. Is how
Overserved.
I was just gonna. She wanted to drink Negronis.
It's weird that you said that because I was gonna say, what is your favorite way to say lit?
I learned that from my father-in-law.
Overserved.
I was overserved.
That's literally the passive voice.
I love
the car crashed. I was overserved.
I love putting it on America.
Yeah. One of my first drunks, I was like 20 and I was flying to England, and so I was legal or whatever, and I kept taking little bottles as it went by because I was drunk. I was 20 years old and I'm drunk. My professor, I was on a college trip. He goes, Friendly. He called me Friendly. He goes, Friendly, you gotta stop drinking. And I go, they just keep giving them to me. Which is the ultimate. It's them. I don't even want these.
Yeah, I still do that on airplanes, but with the chocolate cookies. Like, it doesn't matter what my blood sugar warnings are.
Squishing dopamine.
Yeah.
Isn't it sad
I
that
know,
our brains, we just go in and...
I'm excited that people are dopamine conscious
Wise?
now.
Yeah.
I like that because it's well, I shouldn't say it's become helpful, but it's become enlightening. Like I get to now, it's in my algorithm, so I get to watch videos about how to kind of hack the spiral.
You need to.
Like they say, like, try to do this, and failing every day. But
how do you start? Oh, go ahead.
You're supposed to like wake up and do boring,
yes,
but technically accomplishing stuff, making your bed even badly.
Okay, we're having the same life experience.
But
this is me.
When they gamify it, then it's like it helps me because I'm like, oh, I play video games and try to figure out the smart way to play them.
You want to get your bar full.
Yeah. It's like it's a non-spiking dopamine spike.
That's
if
exactly
you
right.
just, even though making your bed means nothing to you, you're not in the military, your mom's gone. But if you just kind of like, if you do that instead of grabbing the phone.
Well, it's either you're doing something proactive for you, it's moving things forward, or you're responding. I think looking at your phone puts you in the response. Now you're hitting balls back instead of going like, what do I want as a creative? It's like, what's on my mind? I just had a night of dreams. I just had all this private time, and now it's the small hours of the day. Do you really want to? I just talked to somebody, and I full judged him, Dan. He's like, I'm a morning person. I'm like, me too. He's like, I get up at like 5. I was like, I love that. And he goes, and then I turn on CNBC and I look at Twitter. And I was like, what the, like, no judgment if that's what you do, but I was that is not a dopamigenic
it's not judging
strategy.
Someone. It's not great. That sounds like someone going like, I go like clean my gun with my tongue.
That's
it's like I thought I'm not judging them at all. Like
Thank you, because we need a way to judge appropriately.
Right.
Like,
Well,
that's insane.
It's judging
5
because
a.m.
there, but for the grace of God, and also
Yes.
like, can we? Yeah. And I'm constant. I grab my phone. I do it. I was a smoker until I was like 32. Did you ever smoke?
I use nicotine. I never smoked, but I used to love nicotine. I think brains like ours like nicotine.
Yeah. I mean, pre-Adderall days.
Well, I don't want to. Yes, I don't want to flatter myself, but I think we both maybe have ADD. Some version.
Oh,
yeah.
So little attention.
All
Such
of
a
it.
deficit. Gots to.
There's a deficit. That is condescending. That's literally, it's condescending. We have a deficit. How much attention are we supposed to have? How much attention are you worth, really? I say to reality.
I really came around to the diagnosis when someone explained that it should be called attention fluctuation disorder.
That's better. Because it's a superpower, too.
Yeah,
You can get hyper-focused.
there is not a deficit of attention in some of the most inconvenient times, like when you're rewriting a line of dialogue for 24 hours that is never going to make it into the...
And do you get that bubble feeling?
Yeah.
Like time vanishes?
Yes.
And it's a real anxiety reducer?
Yes, and hating everybody just for being alive, but not wanting to hurt them, but wanting them to understand
the other writers.
Any human,
Any
the
person near you.
mailman, the God, the clouds, wanting them to understand you don't need anything at this particular time. Like I don't know. That's probably overlapping with other disorders.
I understand. Meaning, like, when you're hyper-focused on rewriting one joke, you just want to be left alone, and that's hard for people to understand.
It's hard for the expression of. I do couples therapy every week with Cody, and
hot.
We we need to. We're accomplishing. Okay, we've figured out we need to find a safe form of judgment of others when we
which you
judge
just
them
did for me, by the way.
And we need to make couples therapy sexual.
Oh, sexual.
Well, you said so hot. I mean, I don't know.
That is one way to gamify it.
We need to like make it hot.
Yeah, make it hot.
Yeah.
Just make it a little naked.
Yeah.
Wait,
next time someone tells you that they're in couples therapy, respond as if they said,
yes,
we're going to get some boudoir shots done at Sears. I don't know if that's where you do that.
What a kink. What a kink. Bringing your sexuality to the neon lights of Sears. Walking past dryers and being like, I'm going to go show my... I was going to say clam. Let's not say clam. It's like 11 a.m. It's too early for clam stuff.
Clamato at best.
Clamato juice, the funniest juice.
It's noon somewhere.
Oh my God.
But we were taught, one of the topic that came up in the most recent session, because I'm in this writer spiral, I'm in this bubble, and Cody wanted to know, how do I tell this guy, well, he's in this bubble spiral thing, this time warp. How do I tell him, is there anything I can do to help, when that is the exact language that Warner Brothers uses when they want you to hurry?
Oh, that's how they nudge you.
That's how all
Dan.
my bosses, all of my employees, all the people that I'm hurting.
Is there anything we need? Is there anything you need?
We got your back. I mean, and I'm not saying they're being disingenuous. It's just what people say when you are failing them.
That's right.
If I were a firefighter,
I
could hear, I'm here for you whenever you need me all the time, because the thing at work that I would be tired of hearing is my baby's in there.
Yeah, that's right.
I just never hear that about scripts.
You get there's very few things without an agenda. I almost wrote an email. Netflix picked up a friend of mine's special, and I love him, and I love that they did it. And I almost emailed somebody at Netflix, like, I'm like agendaless. I just want to say thank you for picking up Joe DeRosa's special. It's so fucking good. Good on you. But then I realized we're in the business of subtext, and they know I'm just going, I have you know what I mean? There's nothing clean. And then I really looked, and I was like, if I'm being honest, that is part of what I'm doing. You know what I mean? So I didn't write it.
I texted a colleague. I watched their show, and I was so moved by it. I watched the season of it, and I was like, oh, I have their number in my phone.
Mike Judge.
A showrunner. No.
What if it was? I mean, it was worth the one guess.
And I texted them just be sincere.
Yeah.
And I was. And I since showed it to other people because they ghosted me. What they ghosted me like not. First they were like, "Thanks, that's great to hear, man," and then I doubled down while kind of like going like, "Let's go get drinks" or something like that. And then it was no more. And so I showed it to people going like, did I go wrong? Did I do this wrong? Yeah. And the response is like, that's all. Wow, do you really mean that? And
on the first one,
yeah, like, and it was like, yes, I do. Their show was incredible.
What show was it? You gotta say.
I'm not gonna say because then I'd be
the ghosting.
Because
it was CBS's Ghosts, though, which is extra ironic.
But is it possible that this isn't the thing you brought up with the Netflix thing? It's just tangentially.
Is it possible to be altruistic?
Well, because I didn't want a job from that guy.
Yes.
And I didn't.
Yes.
But there was a part of me that didn't. There's like a path of least resistance where you just don't do that. You don't reach out to another person and say, amazing, good job. I'm so glad you did this. Especially in the case that you're talking about, there's a sort of...
Well, they really are the decision maker.
There's a power dynamic.
Doing it with friends, too. I have certain friends that we're not close anymore, but I'll text them like, oh my God, you're on this thing. That's incredible. That's going to be perfect for you. No response. And I'm just like... I'm going to the hardware store for milk, man. This is on me.
Yeah,
like, you just have to go like, that's not what we're doing.
You're a Chicago guy, so if Kumail kills it and on your TV, you want to reach out? Are your thumbs gonna pause over the keyboard before you go, dude, you rocked it. I'm so excited seeing you be famous and successful in this context. Yeah. What a great job. Yeah. What is it that keeps you from doing that? And I don't think it's pettiness. I think it's like it's almost like over empathy from thinking about how they would be receiving it and how weird it would,
maybe. I think it's because too many times the person I'm doing that to doesn't respond, and you just go like, maybe it's distrust. I mean, what's your interpretation? Like, why wouldn't you reply? I get booked on Rick and Morty. Who cares? I don't know why I picked your show now. It seems like I'm vying for a job. I'm just saying, I get the deadline Instagram thing. Someone texts me and I don't reply. Is it because I'm overwhelmed? Am I stressed? Am I suspicious that you just want, like I reply and then the next reply is like, who books that?
I can answer with the dozens of times I have engaged in weird ghost behavior to a person
when you ghost.
Yeah.
Thank you for the vulnerability of opening up to when you ghost. When I also ghost. Let's figure out when we ghost.
It's always
when people ghost.
My thought process goes like this. This is so thoughtful and requires such a response. I need to wait until I can word this properly.
And then that time never comes.
Never comes. It's a snowdrift. And you're scrolling later on when you're having a birthday party that you're afraid no one will come to, and you're like, oh shit. The guy who wrote RoboCop thinks I'm a dick now.
Who wrote RoboCop?
Ed Neumeyer.
Nice.
One of the warmest, friendliest, amazing mentors I've ever had, and I regularly abuse our friendship because I'm just like, I should write it as well as RoboCop. When I respond to him later.
Do you really love RoboCop? It seems like you do.
Oh my God, absolutely.
What did you learn from RoboCop?
I'm gonna say everything, and it'll sound like a joke. I just everything.
Tell me everything you learned from RoboCop.
You know, the Christopher Reeve Superman version. It's like the implication is that his baby blanket was like turned into his cape and his outfit. Like,
is his blanket red?
I think it's
and it grew with him.
He has like Superman themed bedding, fortunately, in his Kryptonian crib egg, and I think the implication is that he kind of learns to sew at the speed of a train and like makes his.
He can make cross stitches in a single bound.
And
he makes his outfit out of the bedding and the.
Yeah, I mean, look,
I will say a lot of modern superhero movies, you go, who made this costume?
Yeah.
I would like the new Superman. That's a fucking great costume.
Yeah.
Who made it?
Yeah,
but also
the James Gunn one.
The James Gunn.
James Gunn seems like the kind of guy that would answer that somehow within.
He has an answer. Yeah. He talks about the glasses being like why the glasses thing works. That they're that it cast some sort of spell on people.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There's one throwaway line that goes like, well, I got the glasses that have like the confusion demogrifier, and that's why people don't know I'm Superman. So he did that. So I bet James Gunn does know why the suit is so good.
Yeah.
But Batman, too.
Batman,
They
well, we know,
kind of imply
I mean,
Alfred does it.
Yeah, well,
He makes body armor. Alfred?
the whole cave, like the Christian Bale trilogy, like they come so close to like scratching the itch because they're showing you the beginnings, and but you still are never. There's no. How do you make an elevator
into your cave
down to the cave?
Yes.
Like there's
without telling people.
So many people, so many subcontractors.
That's 78 I was just gonna say
you can't. Build, there is no such thing. If you go to Harbor Freight with Alfred and load up a cart with you, I don't care how. There's no way to build a freight elevator with two people.
You have to keep so many mouths shut. And it's juicy gossip.
Yeah.
It's the Playboy. Do you know he has a freight elevator to the cave? Also, cave, day one, great idea. I'm Batman. I have a bat cave. He's like, that's a little on the nose, but I'm going to do my work down here. Then the computers start frying because it's humid. There's guano everywhere. There's fucking bats everywhere.
Black mold, probably.
There's black
By the
mold.
time you find out about that, it's
You're
too
dead.
late.
Yeah, that's right.
You're going
dead.
to the bat doctor, and you can't tell him the most important information of all.
Where have you been hanging out?
Yeah,
none of your business.
In a mansion, you can come look at it.
A dry, clean mansion.
Yeah, dry.
Why? I don't have a freight elevator, and it's piano. Somebody had to rig the piano to open the elevator. You know, you hit the weird keys.
Oh yeah,
that's also a guy. You have to call like the guy that did the Magic Castle.
Yeah.
To come and make a booby-trapped piano rig.
Yeah, once you get enough, this is something to look forward to if you're broke forever. Once you get enough money and have few enough kids that you do actually bother to try to do anything bat-like in your home.
Bat-like?
I'll do a couple. I'll do a thing or two here or there.
Is there a book you pull?
Like one of the biggest struggles.
I'm going to write down RoboCop so we don't forget. But what did you do?
Wait, but that was also a tangent.
I know
your audience doesn't care, right? They
follow
the tangents.
They're with it. They're with it. I mean, an A+ we get to all but we don't worry about it.
What if we blew everyone's mind and circled back like it was?
Don't get me started because that's the compliment I wanted to give you about Rick and Morty. But we're going to talk about your bat thing, and we're going to talk about RoboCop.
RoboCop, ghosting.
Oh my God, ghosting!
Ghosting was from I can't see that far back.
Ghosting was from.
That was
we were talking about texting the creator of.
Yeah, but that was part of the ghosting block
of English teacher. No. I'm trying to think of what you liked. My first guess was Common Side Effects. Did you watch that?
I've seen a little bit of it.
Oh, I thought it was phenomenal. I thought for sure. I don't know. You know, I know why, because I'm projecting my experience onto you. That's what I liked. It's probably what you liked. So this is a learning moment for me. How embarrassing. Let's say, what's bat like in your house? You don't have to. Is there a pole you go down into a hot tub?
It stops being bat-like if I answer the question.
That's true.
But what I can tell you is that look, you can watch YouTube and people are like, look, I turned this bookcase into a door. Yeah. That's not me saying I have a bookcase that's a door. But even those are so complicated.
Yeah, that's right.
It's so hard.
Yeah.
Like it's so you could do like a Key and Peele sketch that was just like the needless, or it would be like a scene in Widow's Bay or something. Yeah. Like I feel like the Widow's Bay writers are so good at this.
Yeah.
Like just taking the time to just get real about like this moment and do that treatment of like, okay, so we need like he wouldn't talk like that to Alfred.
Right.
But okay, so I want
the
pole.
Your real voice, please.
Yeah, I want the pole to be concealed. It doesn't. We need it to, but it's got to be a bookcase. And then it's just like the next. It could take 3 years before that thing is hung correctly.
No, that's right. And he's going down to some service entrance for 3 years.
Yeah,
that's not sexy.
Yeah, and there's people
there's
coming
over.
There's
a hologram on a mountain that he drives through.
Yeah,
fucking dumb.
I mean, that's not me saying I want to see it. I feel like the Robert Pattinson newest Batman, it again got there because they made him so young and emo that he isn't really doing anything yet. It's just like the Batmobile is just a car under a tarp, and he rides a motorcycle through an abandoned subway that was like Wayne Station is underneath Wayne Manor from the old days. It was like, this is cool. This is the stuff that I go to Batman movies for.
Yeah.
But still not enough. I'm like, how is that door opening automatically? And what's with the contact lens camera? And I want to know.
Issue with him I know he does it in the comics, but Batman walking around with the police bothered me.
Oh my God. I mean,
as soon as he's next to a guy dressed like a utility worker, I'm just like, get him out of there.
I went immediately to it's a feature, not a bug when I was watching it. I was like, if this is a bug, it's a game breaking bug. So let it be a feature.
Yeah.
That Batman just hangs out with police who hate him. Like he's like some skinhead with a ski mask on that the one cop is like vouching for, and everyone's just he's passed out, and they're like gonna look under his mask, and he jumps up. Oh my God.
It's okay.
Jesus.
I loved it.
You made it violent, is what the show should be called. I'm so sorry.
Honestly, Katie, look, the magic mind sign fell. That's just been propped up on there.
Was it a piece of building?
It's a neon sign.
Oh, that's not a thing you want to tip over? I'm so sorry. Did it say professionalism in neon? Or
it said, "This shall never fall."
Stability. Well, all right.
No, let's not lose our thread. Okay. We're on a good thread here.
Anyways, no, I
you have Batman stuff in your
every
house.
Batman movie. I'm 53, so I just look at it like, okay, well, what are the great new elements that this new Batman?
I agree.
Is
I had to
bringing?
rewatch the new one a couple times before I understood why it was great.
What did you think about the Cobain soundtrack? You know, the usage of Nirvana. What did you think about that?
We made fun of that. I did a video called "Batman Fires the Batman," and I roasted him.
Oh wait,
you
hard. do.
Yeah.
That's a whole series. Is you firing Wonder Woman?
Yeah, exactly.
I forget that was you.
And when I fired the Batman, that's when we kind of really leaned into like. I think he said, "I'm Kurt Cobain," and I said, "Yeah, because you're dead to me." Oh. Because I didn't care for that the first time I saw it.
It's a big swing, and it's like you got to ask yourself, or I use your I statements, Harmon. I got to ask myself.
Oh, there you go.
When I see a big swing like that, where it's like more 60s, almost, like people pointed out, it's like we're kind of steering more toward Adam West, than Frank Miller, like with the Robert Pattinson one. And I was like, I got to ask myself when I see that, like, but is that a good thing or a bad thing? And one of the questions is like, how satisfied would I be if this thing's ambition was to be another Christopher Nolan trilogy?
Which it's not.
Yeah.
That's what I needed to figure out.
It is very noir. That's what I like. So it's like the things that I like about it are I love the Christopher Nolan treatment of Batman. Yes. I love the things that are almost anti-Nolan about the new one.
Yes.
I would now ruin all this goodwill and positivity by saying a very snobby thing, which is like, I just think the script needs to be better.
The first one.
Yeah, I like the idea of that production design, that treatment of it emotionally. The cast is amazing. The taking it, that kind of combination of seriously and campy and letting it be a noirish kind of thing. Bring the script, man. It's hard. I can't finish one myself.
Yeah,
so.
I totally know what you mean. I felt like the first 10 minutes of that movie was the only part that I felt like I was being, I don't want to say fan service, but I loved that it felt like he was chasing, it was very Dark Knight Returns. He's chasing these like clown goons and he goes a little too far and he's high. Like when I'm falling asleep at night, I'm pretending I'm Batman in a shadow watching shit go down and then saving the day. Yeah. Happens in the first 10 and then the rest is him being 15 minutes too late.
Yeah.
And that's kind of cool. It took me a while to appreciate that, but I was like, I'm 47. I do want to go and kind of watch Batman win a little bit. Yeah. Can he win a little bit?
Yeah. We can move on after this. I just want to and the thing you're bringing up, which is like that's what got me to like really forced myself to be into everything else was the fact that right out of the gate, the thing they did was they eschewed the Batman magic of like he's always just Dracula, like up in a corner somewhere. Like he has Jason Voorhees power to just be wherever he shouldn't be. And he's just like a kid clomping down wet stairs in monster boots.
You're right.
And they're making fun of him because he looks ridiculous, like a dork. And then he gets almost the shit beaten out of him, but only doesn't because he's like a weird incel.
No, it took me a couple watchings to get with that, but I'm with it now. I actually think it's great now.
But they should have committed more to, and you get that with the Batmobile, that treatment of it. It's just like that they treat it like it's Christine or something. Like it's like a horror movie for the Penguin. It's like, oh, what is this ungodly hot rod that you have conjured just to terrorize me? All right, we can move off Batman. Back to RoboCop or just keep
RoboCop.
RoboCop taught me structure. It is an impeccable 3-act structure. When Sid Field was writing his the books that I read that taught me 3-act structure.
Is it like classic timed out like 15 minutes in he's shot up?
For sure. Like I when I was learning to write screenplays, I came out to LA. I went to the Beverly Center. I got Sid Field's screenwriter's workbook. I think I got Christopher Vogler's writer's journey. I hadn't yet dove into Campbell yet.
Joseph?
Yeah.
We're talking Joey Cams?
Yeah.
Okay, I love him.
Christopher Vogler did a writer's journey. It's like a real like distilled for screenplays kind of. This is what Hero's Journey is.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think those were the two books that I had before I knew even what to do. And then the rest of my education was VHS copies of RoboCop and Star Wars. And I just watched them over and over again, and I just made notes of like what is happening with a stopwatch. I was just like watching, and I have favorite movies like Network, and then being able to observe how much RoboCop matches Network structurally.
Is that true?
Even though they're not in a Pink Floyd Dark Side of the Moon, Wizard of Oz way, not like a synchronized way. Structurally, the atonements with the fathers are just so. It's sort of like if you took two blueprints for two different houses and somehow you just were able to recognize that even though they were two houses of completely different sizes and floor plans, even that they observed some kind of science of keeping the audience safe and immersed within a narrative. It's kind of hard to articulate other than just to go like the order of events in which they happen in Network and RoboCop they match so neatly, and they really confirmed for me what's called the story circle, which is just me ripping off. That's just me going Campbell. This is my best cliff notes for Campbell applied to people needing to write stuff that people watch. I wanted to, get rid of the culture and swap it out for geometry and math as much as possible. Keep it, like very, very devoid of anything but just structure, because like we don't want creative input from people that are telling us how to, what an act one should do relative to an act two. Your script is your child. It is a thing you're working on. The reason you don't go, want help is because no one understands what it's really supposed to be.
Yeah.
And so to me, structure it's supposed to be like carpentry. It's just supposed to be just keeping everybody safe.
Yeah. Like, it's like adaptation where he goes, not rules, principles. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
It's like these things do work. I'd love for you to speak about the mix between structure and what I think we're kind of losing, which is that almost like flashlights under the bed sheets, like dreamlike, like you don't even know what it is, but you're going into the cave and you're coming back and explaining to other people what your dream was, and you're trying to build it. And what I felt you kind of alluding to was, and with no disrespect to executives and studios and stuff, they know the structures now too, and they'll kind of like chase you, and they'll be like, well, we need the best friend and we need the father figure, and you're going like, but that wasn't in my dream. And even when you're movies, Rick and Morty, all these things are following things, but also clearly recreating a song you heard in your heart without being too mushy about it.
Yeah, and that's why I don't. I understand why people are allergic to thoughts about structure is precisely because you just did there is the thing that has tainted it is the overlap between structure and formula. Where and it's typified by those phrases like, oh, can we put an old man in it, and can they have a kid, and can they be good at their job, can they save the cat, can they it's like, can they refuse the call, that's not that's not structural. Refusal of the call, and it is what that is like, that's like saying foyer, if we make it a structural metaphor. It's like very common and always a great thing, and usually the byproduct of the fact of the structural stuff, but absolutely not necessary. Characters, we don't need a refusal of the call present in a story in order for it to be a story.
Right, that's right.
And so I just like...
Although you do end up having them by accident, kind of to go with your metaphor.
Of course,
you make a living room, you make an entryway, and then at the end of it you go, oh, there's a foyer.
Yeah, and it would be weird. I mean, it would be a choice, but it would also a weird choice, a specific choice. If you were an architect that was like, my house is anti-foyer, I'm going to make sure there's literally no foyer. But that could be an incredible point of inspiration because it's such a common, easy thing to happen because it's about making an audience immersed. Should Marty McFly show up at the Twin Pines parking lot like stoked to jump into a time machine? Would you be more immersed in that? No, you would be thrown by it. The thing that's locking you in to a story most of the time is very much the fact that the lead character is reacting as similarly as possible to how you would react, at least in your sort of, lizard brain.
Yeah. I just heard Ken Wilber says on a good day, you can challenge 5% of what you believe to be true on a really good day. So it's mythically true. It's an archetype that someone isn't going to go, all right, I'll go with Obi-Wan and I'll learn the Force. You have to go like, I don't know about this. So there is wisdom to it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's more in the realm of empathy. Than it is structure.
Yeah, that's right.
I think that
it's just true.
It's like it's a really, really, really ancient form of psychology that has so many stories include the guy wanting to hide under the table when the army comes to get him because it has been found that is what really locks you in, of course. But it's not necessary for a story to unfold. Whatever. I say that because I get that, like, it's like people, you make these associations, not you, with like, it's like, story structure. That's that thing that says you gotta have it be like this, otherwise it's not a real thing. And of course you want to reject that if you're a good writer.
Right.
You should reject that concept. It's dogmatic. I tell people, think of it like this. If you like, first of all, there's a reason I never wrote a book, because it would be a ripoff and I would just be regurgitating what should be public knowledge about story structure. But so I never am pushing this on anyone, so I have the luxury of kicking back. But if I sense that they're like, apprehensive about the idea of structure in general, I usually come around to the metaphor of, if you take mushrooms and go to Joshua Tree, like don't is it would it be helpful to you at some point to know where you're parked, like relative to where you are? It's all it is just sort of a general, like, it's principles.
Yeah.
And I realized when Charlie Kaufman, I'm sure that line is not coming from Charlie Kaufman, it's coming from Donald Kaufman,
yeah.
which is like, that's why that movie's so amazing, is watching him struggle with like what the definition of a hack is.
It took me so long to figure out that Donald wrote the ending of the movie. You know what I mean? Like that he finally gave in to the commercial. The first time I watched it, I was like, that movie gave up on itself. And now it's one of my absolute favorites.
This episode is brought to us by our friends at Quince. I love Quince. You know those clothes you just keep reaching for? Quince is those clothes. They make high quality basics that feel expensive without the expensive price. The first thing I got from them was the Mongolian cashmere sweater. Val absolutely loves it, and I love it too. It's incredibly soft, it feels great, and their 100% Mongolian cashmere sweaters start at just, I had to check that, $60. I thought I was seeing that wrong. $60. They also make unbelievable stuff now for the warmer weather. We got merino wool staples, premium pants, fitted tees and polos, and even breathable activewear. Everything at Quince is priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. They work directly with ethical factories to cut out that middleman, so you are paying for high quality, not brand markup, which I love. And it's not just clothes. They have bedding, bath, kitchen essentials, and furniture too. So find your next fall favorites at Quince. Download the Quince app for app-exclusive offers or go to quince.com/weirdo. Get free shipping on your order and 365-day returns, now available in Canada and the UK too. That's QUINCE.com/weirdo.
Do you relate to that idea? I guess this is a leading question, but forgive it, that you are trying to recreate a dream. Like when we're talking about inspiration, structure is a great container to pour the story into, and it's nice to know blueprints and things that can help and work. But like, do you relate to that sort of, it's a heavy word, but like almost like a shamanic, like you're going into a very dreamy, dark purpley, it's mysterious, and you come back. Like your ideas, I guess what I'm saying, and this is a little obnoxious, is like, where are you getting your ideas? Are you waking up? Are they in the shower, in the car? Like do you relate to that, like spelunking into like the depths, as opposed to chasing IP or data or what's going to work? Rick and Morty is not like, as an idea, as a pitch. That's not what's special about it. It's the execution.
Yeah.
So you weren't like thinking of a salacious pitch to sell a show.
Well, if you watch my stuff that I did, because Rick and Morty is created by me and Justin, and the stuff that is drawing you to Rick and Morty is the Justin stuff. It's the Justin, because I wasn't an animation guy. I don't have opinions about what boobs and balls would look like and how similar they are in zero gravity on a planet that looks like Cat in the Hat. I don't have those thoughts. I don't have that lobe in my brain.
I don't have a take on this.
It's really scientifically easy to observe the questions about what's for sale with me, because you can set it side by side with Community. I'm a lucky person that's had two decent, I've gotten two baseline hits, and so we can look at one where I'm batting alone, and it's sort of like I've been thinking about this a lot lately, and I'm like, for me, it's like it's less shamanic than it's like narcissism and compulsion, but it's kind of the same thing because it's uncontrollable. What I'm doing when, like, structure aside, structure is, to me, it's like that's my attempt to like try to make things easier, because I don't want to ever have to do the same thing twice. And it's spoilers. It doesn't save you any time or work. It's like it's just, structure just became its own obsession, and I don't know.
It's not a time saver.
Yeah, exactly. It's too late now. It's like end of the ride that I look back and go, I spent a long time figuring out why I don't write. But what's for me, put Rick and Morty aside because it was a partnership in its inception.
Yeah.
For me, if the structure is a container and then there's stuff inside of it that's amorphous and magical and potent and personal, and then we put that under a microscope and go, is this about God? Is this about I look and go like, it's me. I have these. If I start writing dialogue, I go into just a self-indulgent, uncontrollable trance of like, this is what a person would say in this situation, and then this is what this person would say, and this is what someone should come in and say, and it never stops, and it's like that is the closest to shamanic it gets. Is just like where I'm like. Because but I have to shit on it and go, yeah, but if I'm a shaman, my God is like my navel or something. It's just like not. But it's a
benevolent narcissism. It's a good alchemy for narcissism. Like people enjoy it. It can end up being a service.
I think that in a clinical way I used to put it is that when young writers would ask for advice and stuff, it would go like, I think that your job is to like open the top of your head so that your little neurological maze is exposed to everything, and then you're taking a piece of paper and you're pressing, and knowing that that's impossible and that wouldn't be in English and that it would be a biohazard and kill you, and but you're trying. That is the ultimate goal. Can you share with us before you die what your map of the universe was, how you saw it, your point of view? And that's where it overlaps with network executive talk. They want point of view, and that's where it overlaps with representation and wokeness, culture wars, and like, why is this Star Wars movie got a black lady in it? And like, because what is important is point of view, and it is what audiences crave, even especially from people that aren't them. I think that's it's like you want to be buckled in to just any point of view of the universe other than your own, and then shot through it, shot around it.
And you authentically representing it, even if that is narcissistic, is a service.
I think all roads lead to Rome,
Yeah.
People do good things for bad reasons.
But going back to Campbell, that's the wound. So you were wounded. We were both wounded in ways that make us a little self-important to ourselves, self-important. And then you come back and that wound carries us and becomes a sacred wound that can be used as a gift.
Yeah, I think, because like otherwise, God, what a horrible universe it would be if like you could be such a messed up person that you couldn't combine it with other stuff.
Well, how
in
crazy
order
is
to
that it leads to like humor, and like we were talking before we were recording about hypervigilance. When I'm writing a script, let me know if we're saying the same thing. When I'm writing dialogue, it's like, this is now going to be 7 pages too long because I can't. I love it. Yeah. I love jokes. You said it, entrances. I love saying what people are doing. And it is a type of madness. Yeah. Like I always joke, Val watches me write and I'm just, talking to myself and all this sort of, it's a very similar thing to having some sort of weird or, break.
It's the closest thing to that I will ever have had to happiness and work. Happening at the same time.
That's right.
Is specifically during
flow.
The only joy I've ever had is in dialogue. Yeah. I've never enjoyed. I've never enjoyed. But the story breaking. There's the joy of figuring out a story structurally on a whiteboard with a room full of writers. But that is. That's not the same because that is a self-imposed torture and then relieving yourself from the torture. The joy of no longer waterboarding yourself.
It's wearing a tight shoe for the pleasure of taking it off.
Yes.
Yeah. But once you break, I think we're similar. If the story is broken and we know what's happening, writing it can be really pleasant. I think that is underreported. Yeah. But are you like me that you go like, I will now write way too much?
Yeah. And I'll even, sometimes pleasant isn't always synonymous with a flowing, easy first thought, best thought, straight through to the end, and kiss it and give it to everybody. Sometimes that pleasure can become incredibly that's where the ADD comes in, where it's like, oh shit, I really want to perfect this line. Like I've got some iambic pentameter going. I got this, like, this needs to be 3 syllables. This needs to be 2. But I'm having fun when I'm doing that.
Where are you on dashes, beat, half beat, parentheticals? Do you like these types of things in your writing?
Yeah, I go hog wild with the dashes. Well, because I want I want
like writing sheet music.
The reader to hear something in their head. That I try to really sparingly do the dual dialogue thing.
Yeah.
Because I just feel like it's I don't know, it's its own button, and it creates a whole format, and it's kind of like searchlights. But
yes,
in lieu of that, I will riddle my scripts with dashes, because I want people to know should feel like like Network, like where people are talking over each other, like a Richard Donner movie.
I know
something.
what you mean, though. You put dual dialogue in a script. Sometimes you see them, the actors, the director, everybody doing a dual dialogue moment now, as opposed to like, would love it to just spill into itself organically.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, if you really want that to happen, you gotta. It's like if you write in a script that the character is drunk.
Yeah.
Like maybe you could send that to a set and go to sleep and see what you got in the morning, but you probably want to go to the set that day.
Yeah, that's right.
Because you probably want to make sure
dial it back. Yeah. Please stop.
Yeah. Like, no, this was written by a functional alcoholic. You need to.
That's right.
It's our secret that they're drunk. How's that?
Not Andy Capp. Yeah, I would like it to
Foster
look...
Brooks on Hollywood Squares.
Yeah, that's right. Please, yeah,
he was probably pretty sober.
That's the best. That's right. That's the best acting advice I got. People who are crying are trying to not cry, and people who are drunk are trying to act like they're not drunk. And like when you see people, like it's just self-indulgent to like really cry or really be drunk.
Have you had? Did you write your own stuff for you to get emotional
in like crashing or something?
Like, did you write like Pete starts crying?
That's a great. Okay. So Michaela Watkins, do you know who that is? She's brilliant. You've probably seen her in a million things. She's a friend of mine, and she said, because I did a movie recently where it says like my character starts breaking down, and she goes, just ignore that. Never break down when it says you're breaking down. Just do the lines and see what happens. And that was the closest to being a real actor I felt. I was like, I don't care that it says I'm crying. That's stupid. Like, let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Because I think people can feel. So the answer is no. I wouldn't say.
I wonder if actors that are working for a writer, director, producer where there's a power dynamic, and now it's like Gillian Jacobs, we would make her. She went to Juilliard, and then we would be like, well, this is a scene where you start crying about a fart. Yeah, and it's like they don't. It's like stunt people don't have the right to say.
That's right. I'm not going through that window. Yeah, you have to.
Or not the 5th time. Like I think I might have pulled a groin muscle. Yeah. Can I not be set on fire for one?
Dude, when we did these videos called Street Fighter Red Tape, and it's me like telling the Street Fighter people everything about this model is not sustainable. It's just taking the video game and putting it into a bureaucratic lens. And my favorite one one of my favorites was me talking to M. Bison, the organizer of the event. And I'm saying, like, this is ridiculous. You're flying Ryu from Japan to Brazil to fight Blanca. Like, have them all come to one location, one hotel. You know what I mean? I'm like, this is a financial nightmare. And the actor, boy, I wish I could remember his name. We've used him a lot, but he was wonderful. He started crying as M. Bison. So he has white eyes, like his eyes are completely whited out, and he's crying. And afterwards, I said, like, why? How did you cry? Because I was really new to acting, and I was like, how did you do that? Were you thinking about something sad? And he said, I was thinking about how badly I wanted my street fighting tournament, and you were telling me I couldn't have it.
I was like, everybody has their different.
I was like, bro, that is badass.
Well, I want to ask you a question about acting that
Sure.
reminds me of this fascinating thing because this anecdote that I heard about Robert Duvall, where he said like somebody asked him like, well, how do you? They were on the set, I think, of Network. It sounds like I'm really shilling for Network,
but people should see it. I do think it's one of those.
well,
ones
we're
that
doing
people
a
haven't
screening
seen.
of it at the Thingamabob.
Are you really?
I was accidental that I'm accidentally plugging this thing. I'm doing Elijah Wood's special. The publicity people can somehow help
I
with
was thinking
that.
about him with the wound, the sacred wound.
We'll
when Frodo
post it
gets
in the
poked.
in the comments of you made it weird.
Yeah.
Some like that's the thing we'll plug or we'll do an edit or, anyways.
Yeah, sure.
Because it's coming up in a couple weeks. The Robert Duvall is I believe on the set of Network, and someone's asking him during an interview, and they ask him like, how do you get into a scene? And his answer was like, I look around and I'm like, geez, look at all these lights and cameras and there's a lot of people around. And the person's like really confused, like, wait, but aren't you supposed to not know about that? He's like, well, what do you mean? Why not? And they're like, well, because you're playing a character who isn't in that situation. He's like, yeah, but I'm playing as someone who's going out of their mind. Something like that, where it was just like, it's like, does this seem like, does it seem like my job is to be behaving sanely to you or something? And it's just like, it never ceases to amaze me. There's like these schools of where there's the techniques where you hear these brands of like the Meisner and the Stradivarius, whatever the hell.
Right.
But it's obvious that everyone just has some wackadoo way of accessing stuff.
Well, a million people have the bit about, and a lot of them I love, about how Daniel Day-Lewis is pretending to be Bill the Butcher, but someone is yelling cut and someone is coming in and putting makeup on his face. You know what I mean? Like, and there are lights and there's a camera guy and you do have to talk to the camera guy. Like, are you going to go left? Are you going to go right? Like, I want you to know. So they're pointing out how even the most method actor has to kind of be on the set, but like, shut up.
I mean, I gleefully often I think this is a job for psychotics. I mean,
well, that's back to the writing thing.
You would diagnose it if there was no film in the camera and the person was like, "That's not there."
Dan,
now I'm a doctor. You'd be like, "Cuckoo."
I had this bit. I go, our most celebrated people, if somebody was in your office crying that their mom died, and then they were like, oh, he was just acting, you would never talk to them again. But here, because it's in front of cameras and it's all a show, it's like we give them... I also find, I can't make this funny.
How many Meryl Streeps pre-silver nitrate
That's right.
were locked up in asylums?
Totally. And the absurdity, I can't make this funny, that George Clooney gets paid $15 million to pretend to be a dentist. You'd think dentists would hate it. Dentists go out in droves going like, that's my experience. And like, we just completely overlook the chasm. And we're like, that's how I hate my life. And he's doing it just like me.
I was going to ask you, so because you've had this experience where you're the top dog, you're writing for yourself, then you're getting in front of the camera. So throughout the run of that show, in talking about acting and stuff, were there moments that, however planned or unplanned, where you felt yourself? Maybe this is a dangerous. It sounds like the Wisconsin in me is going like, if someone asked me this, it wouldn't matter what the answer was. I'd be like, that sounds like a pretentious
I'm
answer.
Excited.
I just wanted to know if there was moments like where what you discover in doing that kind of acting, in a way that you could explain to a writer, like having done both things. Like, is there a thing that can happen where you like slip into where did you have an emotional
like something authentic
performance?
happened?
Yeah, like were you like, dude, I fucking nailed it in that scene. I forgot that I was myself and got a little choked up about the bit or whatever.
Right. One moment comes to mind, but we actually cut it. Where I was on stage and I was just talking about how my wife had left me. And I said something that wasn't in the script, but it was true. And I remember feeling this when my wife left me, that I'm going to finish this set and I'm going to have no one to text how it went or that I'm coming home. And like I started to get emotional when I said it. It didn't fit into the story. We didn't need it. But we put ourselves into a lot of situations where it was just like, and there are people there. That helps. So there's like 300 extras. And then you're just like saying something that breaks your own heart and then allowing it to happen. I don't know if this answers your question, but it took me to another place as a writer. I'm curious. I think having a writer writing for somebody might be superior to writing for yourself, because when I was writing for myself, I never wrote myself something I didn't think I could do.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Whereas I have to imagine.
That's what I meant. Like, it's like when you said, like, when Michaela said, "Don't worry about the thing that the boss says you have to do on a schedule," and that's why I was like, yeah, but God, the power dynamic, like real actors that are just working for us. Yeah. Do they, how, do we let them? I don't, and the answer is they don't even, I can't remember ever like writing, a parenthetical, like, breaking or, choking up or something. And then having like Alison Brie go like, I'm not feeling it. Yeah. She would just do it. I'd rather just like, if it happens, it happens. No, that never, of course. Yeah. Never.
These are
ever.
real mechanics. These are real operators.
Yeah. I mean, I would, and I don't know if it's because they were raised in, are they that bred in a terror environment where it's like
you have to,
like they're getting from the Red Sparrow Academy or whatever. It's like they're not supposed to ever.
But you're also highlighting what's tricky about being the creator and the EP and the star and the writer. If you're doing a scene and it's not working, you can say like, we'll just cut the scene. Like that is not the best. Were there situations on Community where actors, I have to imagine there were many, were grateful that you wrote something that they weren't sure they could do?
Well, Ken Jeong's got a story about that. It's kind of tangentially related. It's like from Ken Jeong's perspective, it's like a story about how he sent me an email that was based on some pages he got where he was kind of going through something, and clearly in the email he expressed like, I feel like I'm just like this clown and the character isn't real, and like now you got me eating a pinecone sandwich and it's just like I'm an animal or something, and like I don't is there anything, could you ever like let me, just be real and do something serious? And back then it was like, because we tell the story together from both of our perspectives, and I want to be honest about my perspective, because from his perspective there was nothing but grace from my side and going like, can do, will do, and that's true. Well, also the story is that the form of can do was like, okay, fine. As with any actor, whoever, it's going to be about this though. It's going to be write what you know. And in that case, like copied and pasted like things that he was expressing in the email, put it into dialogue for his character in a scene.
Oh, you mean it's going to be this? Like this interaction we're having is going to become the show.
Your character, your crazy character that sometimes eats pinecone sandwiches is going to have a scene where he suddenly appeals out of the blue to a room of saner people to be humanized in their eyes. And he knocked it out of the fucking park. And I didn't think he wouldn't. It was not to punish him. It was just like, it was kind of like, this was, I don't think I would have done that today, because I think there was a tectonic shift in just sort of like accountability and empathy and things like that with your coworkers. But it was easier back then to do something that really worked, which was just like, what's the difference between passive aggressive and yes-anding and supporting? I was like, if you want this so bad that you can handle like doing it, which is begging for, here, I'm not going to write Sophie's Choice for you in the middle of my sitcom where you play the crazy guy. What I will do is make the next crazy thing you do this sudden. This is your new pinecone sandwich.
This is funny.
Is getting an Oscar, in this moment, and he did it, and it was fantastic. It's a really great scene.
Yeah.
John Oliver's in it, and it's the bear down for midterms. If you're a Community fan, if you type that maybe into YouTube, you can see Ken Jeong killing it.
So fun. Are you? I'm picking up that you might be like me, and it's another ADD thing. If something is in front of you, it's sort of your whole reality. So Ken writes you this email, and you're like, okay, I'm going to come up with something for you to do, and that's what's in front of you. I don't mean this as a put down.
Yeah.
Somebody said that about James L. Brooks too. It's like he'll have a great idea, and then a deer will walk by, and it'll be like, or maybe it's a deer, like it's like very like, and I really relate to that. But there can be something really effective and true and exciting about that. It can also be kind of a handicap. Like if you want to really fuck me up, I was driving in to do this documentary, and I was going to be a talking head, and my wife was with me, and she started, and she knew she was doing something that wasn't helpful to me, and she apologized. It's crazy what I'm about to tell you, because she was just going over the schedule in the coming weeks. But she mentioned that Fred and Carrie are coming on the podcast. She mentioned that I'm going to Vancouver, but then I'm going to Seattle, but I'm coming home in between. And then she was, and this show in Seattle is for 9,000 people. It's like a festival. So she's loading all of this stuff. I'm thinking about documentary. Get to documentary, what am I going to talk about? And I'm feeling clear and happy. And she didn't mean to, but this is just how my brain works. Now I'm thinking about like, what am I going to say to Fred and Carrie? Have I watched enough Portlandia to interview both of them? Why am I coming home in between Vancouver and Seattle? But that's a long time to be away. And that's 9,000 people. How am I going to do a set to warm up for that set? It's like a huge show. And now I'm in an awful mood because I can't think about the future. I can't do it. It's my coping strategy, and it kind of sounds like your love of or your focus on what's happening in the moment might lend itself to a similar
definitely
disability.
I'm jealous when I hear that story of your ability. In that story, I'm hearing someone with a superior ability to me to switch gears, because you're able to think about Fred and Carrie, like at all, to the point where it's like getting, as opposed to like just being a terrible person to a person that's trying to help you because of your inability.
Just a total flare up.
It's like, I don't. It's just like Cody, like she has like low key, as the kids call it. I don't know if it's low key or not. OCD, like
Thor's brother.
Her comfort zone. Mine is catatonia. Like I'll just like not be in a room with people in it. They'll just be gone, just thinking about my boogers, like a little baby, and like I'm just doing dialogue in my head. Cody's comfort zone is just like she's got a running schedule. It's like, and it's to me, maybe this is only true to me, but to me it seems like she repeats. It's like a piano roll that if she is allowed to. She goes like, don't forget tomorrow we have 11:05 a.m. flight. The car's going to be here at 10:30. And like, whether you go, okay, got it, or ignore it, or I don't know what your other options are, but in any case, it's going to happen again as soon as there's like only 5 or 6 things. It gets especially bad if we, in that example, if we share a thing that we're going to do, but she'll just do it. She's just telling me what she's going to have to do tomorrow. And I'm going to lunch at lunchtime, and then I'm going.
And does that freak you out? Because to me, it's like a smoke bomb that activates in my body. Like,
it puts
I'm
me
embarrassed
into
how much it hurts me.
Yes, it there's some kind of like, and it's just like, this is not an excusable thing if you're watching, if anyone's watching. This is not.
If anyone hears this,
I'm hoping this is just a private conversation, but in case someone digs this up in some rubble after the earthquake that is coming.
Oh no! Don't say! Don't do it.
I do that every podcast, and just in case. I mean, it's the one that you nail that they're going to remember you for.
Oh yeah,
Psychic 101.
That was like me guessing what show you were watching. I did. Penn Jillette was on my show, and I had a deck of cards, and I say, name any card, and he said 8 of clubs, and I reached in the deck and pulled one out, and it was like the king, and I was like, but what if I was like, it would have been amazing if I was just But
I'm like, yes, the concept of time, this is what I don't think is excusable as psychology. This is a problem I have that I want to fix, and I am in therapy.
For me too.
The concept of time makes me itchy.
Me too.
It makes me uncomfortable. I don't like it.
It's so funny how
I also don't like the feeling of shower water.
Is that real?
Yeah, it was just like
you're a bath guy.
Grow up, Harmon. No, I'm not a. Would that it made me a bath guy? It just makes me a dirty guy. I'm just a dirty guy. Just a monster.
Not solving the problem.
No, just avoiding it. I just don't like knives hitting my skin.
When Howie Mandel did the podcast, I asked him what it felt like if we shook hands or something, because he's got his OCD, and he's like cold falling fear, and I was like, right, and I was like, how interesting. And then I'm like, wait, no, I'm exactly the same. You start talking about I'm actively not thinking about what I have to do after this, because if I did, it would it's like putting a broom through the front wheel of my bike. I'm over.
Yeah.
That's how I'm coping with reality.
Things like next Tuesday.
Yeah.
Or 2 weeks from now.
Dude.
Or the Sunday after next.
Val will go, we've had a great summer. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Like after this weekend. And I'm like, what do you mean after this weekend? It reminds me very much of when I was a kid. My mom would go like, well, let's go east. And my mom would ride me about it. She recognized something that I should have respected, which is she's like, you have no sense of direction. She's like, we live next to Lake Michigan. Like, you have a huge advantage that other kids don't have. I mean, what a rad mom.
Yeah.
Like what is she, a Navy SEAL or a meteorologist? I was just like, I don't know what you're talking about. And she's like, listen, there is a lake to the east of us that will always be to the east of us. That is a big advantage.
Yeah,
it's
that's
always
true.
over there.
It's
First
true.
of all, but also, what are you talking about? There's buildings next to me. I can't see the lake. What am I?
Also fair.
Yeah,
I'm on your side on that one.
I don't know. Is she a sailor? She can like smell the sea calling her. Like,
I dated a girl in LA that was like, how do you not know where west is? The mountains.
God,
and I was like, there's mountains both ways. The bigger ones.
There are people with like, I'm so jealous of them unless there's something about this that also prevents you from having a job that pays you a lot of money for very little work.
Yeah, that's right.
Then I'll take if on the skill sheet it says you can't have a sense of direction. You have no map. People think I'm exaggerating about this, as well as with the face blindness. I can go into a bathroom and a restaurant and
get lost.
Like
I knew that about you when I sent you into the house. I was like, "There's a good chance he's going to meet Justin."
Yep. Saw him.
I was like, he's going to go the wrong way.
Yeah.
I just knew it.
I hope he's a fan.
I'm very similar.
I pissed in his mouth.
That's
a different kind of.
That.
That's not sense of direction. That was sense of fulfillment. And I have one.
I tried to do a bit about how that's what I like about video games. If you go down a hallway in a video game, there's something there.
Yeah,
there's a reason.
But the video games I suck at are the ones that are like
open world.
I get lost in them.
Yeah,
and the ones that are like, oh, this next part's kind of fun because it's a bit of a maze.
Yeah,
and I'm like, why don't you be more ableist? Video game. Can I skip this?
Yes. In Zelda, you can. You can go on top of the maze and just...
they have like arachnophobia like modes now for people that are so scared of spiders. Even though everyone's scared of spiders, but I guess if you're so scared of spiders,
the Two Towers, there's an arachnophobes version. It's 20 minutes long.
It's interesting that there's. I mean, I never thought I'd see the day when arachnophobia was the new peanut allergy, where it's like, hey, this is real. This is a thing for people.
Yeah.
But okay, so now can I spearhead? Hey, video games, maze button.
Yeah, that's right.
Is there a part of your video game that assumes that I know left from right?
Yeah, that's
without
right.
doing the Pledge of Allegiance in my head?
Because of your hand, your right hand.
Yeah, on your heart. I just I use that if in a pinch.
What about L left?
I don't.
You don't like that one?
I mean, like whose
That's
L
a backwards
is it?
L. That's a backwards L. This is the left. Left makes L.
But if I'm a narcissist, I'm thinking about what people.
Wait, you
are
know that
seeing.
test?
Yeah.
You know that test?
No.
That's a real test.
What?
It's hold an L up to your forehead.
And if you're a narcissist, do you make it
You
an
do
L
it
for
so
yourself?
it faces you.
Whoa,
You go like this.
That's so ironic.
Yeah, but if I go like this, that's an L for you.
Wait, so narcissists aren't there? It's not the same as vanity or like entitlement to attention. You don't necessarily have to be. You can be it's a solipsism. It's like you're fascinated with yourself and your So that does make more sense than
I've actually heard it. Draw a D on your forehead. Draw the letter D, a capital. You just did it the narcissistic way.
Okay, good. Street cred.
You go. What does Dan say? Am I doing it?
I mean, why would I draw a D on my forehead for other people?
That's a good question.
I'm already doing so much for them.
It's fair.
You know what you know what? How about put me on a cross? That looks the same in both directions.
There you go. Draw a lowercase t on your head. Nobody's a narcissist. Everybody's just fine. I know you're a co-creator of Rick and Morty, but isn't that what we're promoting?
We're promoting a spin-off of it.
What is that?
President Curtis.
Oh, I didn't know this.
It's
I don't do any research.
It's
That's not true.
Every tree ripens to the point where a piece of fruit falls off.
And another show is the fruit?
Yes, from every All in the Family must a Maud or a Jefferson bloom.
Or a Frasier.
A Frasier's as inevitable, or will it be a Tortelli? Only time will telly.
Okay, so there's a new show called President
Curtis, Keith David, another Juilliard trained silver-throated performer who plays the president in the Rick and Morty universe. It's a show centered on him and his work in a now very fictional White House, hearkening to a parallel universe with a triple-branched government and werewolves and all kinds of stuff that hopefully will make you nostalgic.
Okay, like West Wing nostalgia.
Well, I think I would like it. I never really watched West Wing, but I have to assume, me being a kind of like just old ass Gen X kind of liberal, that my the most political I would get in creating a world of politics probably does match. Yeah, like I just assume that because I kind of.
West Wing is sort of like competency porn a little bit, where Martin Sheen is just like, he always knows what to say. He's always measured. It's like Little House on the Prairie, and he's Pa.
I look at it, it's a workplace comedy, so that's what makes it different from Rick and Morty. Also, the scope is in sci-fi terms, I characterize it as the difference in sci-fi scope between Doctor Who and X-Files. Okay. So both shows have endless potential, but does Doctor Who care if there's a man that wakes up every 7 years and has to eat your liver? And it's a bad example. Of course, Doctor Who would care about that. Doctor Who's a bad example. Yeah. Would Rick Sanchez care? Yeah. And he wouldn't. He'd be like, sounds like an earthling to me. Like he eats people's livers every 7 years instead of scrambled eggs every morning. Right. I don't care. Right. But if you work in the White House, and so it's like a workplace comedy at that scale, and I liken it to like the White House is like the Enterprise as a workplace. So the president is kind of like Captain Kirk. He's to an almost flawed degree. He's just a natural leader, and all that entails. And then the two immediate side characters are his Secret Service like right hand man and his new chief of staff, who's like kind of a cyborg.
Okay, fun.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Can I ask you a very specific Rick and Morty? Well, I want to give you. I told you outside. And I know we're talking about President
Curtis.
Damn it.
I clearly had not seen Crashing at all.
I know, I love this. Yeah.
Bing.
And no, yeah, break it again. A fire. I know you're a co-creator of Rick and Morty, but when I had never watched it, and we talked about this on the way in, for some reason, when everybody tells me to watch something, I just have this like 90s Gen X, like, fuck you.
Yeah, exactly.
And then when you were coming on the show this time, I was like, I'm going to watch Rick and Morty. And I'm sure you've heard this a million times. I'm just like blown away. It's so fucking good. It's so funny, but specifically what I wanted to say that you don't really see a lot is it pays out. Like, it always pays out. The end is always the best. So there's like, these things are established in the beginning, and the plots, for lack of a better word, get the funniest moments because of all these things that came before it. And you don't really see it. I like Family Guy. I like Simpsons. You don't really see that as much.
I think South Park does that really well, right? I mean, my memory of South Park is that you could always count on that, and that was,
Okay.
And great Simpsons. When I say great Simpsons, I'm not implying that. I mean, it's been on for 40 years. I just mean the Simpsons that I've seen.
There's some great Simpsons that do it for
you
sure.
could rely on.
And I haven't seen all of Rick and Morty. Maybe you guys stopped doing it, but like I'm in the first season. I'm in the first season, and I'm fucking blown away that like nothing is wasted. Was that my question? Is like, was that by design? When you're like, what kind of show are we gonna do? Like when I'm doing an hour of stand-up, I'm like, I want the hour to listen to itself. If you say this at the beginning, and you're talking about something very similar, there should at least be like some sort of wink or reference to the fact that it's like what we were talking about earlier. And if we can make it funny, even better.
Yeah, I mean, going back to structure as a architectural metaphor, I would say character arcs are like the equivalent of wiring, electrical work. It's like right there. It's absolutely necessary. It goes hand in hand with structure. You're making room for it. It's an extra layer that you can ignore while you're dealing with structure, but like they overlap a lot. And on Community, they overlapped way more. Like, in other words, like figuring out that what someone's arc was often synonymous with breaking the story. On Rick and Morty, it's a little sci-fi, so it's allowed to be a little more plotty, little more like what I imagine Buffy usually was, like the TV show, where it's like, well, this is like high concept, and it's character driven, but like this demon being obnoxious is really a metaphor for what, like people who have commitment issues or something like that. And as such, like you're planting seeds in the beginning, as you would if you were working on a multicam, which I never had the honor of doing, but I imagine that for a certain like even a form of craft that some of us would consider lower form because it's so high output and formulaic with the multicam sets. I bet people from that world like have language about character arcs and like seeding stuff in the very beginning that's going to come around at the end that they consider just science. I think that's what you're talking about. Maybe
it is.
Okay.
I just love that, like, you know, the classic stuff, the A and the B story intersect, and you just don't see that as
I will say, yeah, I mean, this is the Wisconsin in me, man, but I also think it's just like a trust earning thing that it's like this. It's why it's a good habit, or it's a bad habit out here. It's a bad habit at my age, but like, I'm just gonna say, like, the first couple seasons, I don't know where to draw the line, but you're watching stuff where it took years to make like a couple of episodes, and like everyone was so pissed off, going like, why are you still not done? Don't you want to make money and have a show that's on the air instead of getting like canceled and fired and not making and not having to be a job? And I was like, no, I've already, you know, it's like we would just take our sweet ass time like getting the shit right, to the frustration of everyone. And now,
wait, how did that work?
It
didn't work.
It worked the way Breaking Bad worked. Like, that was a leap for Breaking Bad fans, was like, hey, the 10 episodes every couple years is what you're going to get. It's not I Love Lucy.
I didn't know. I forgot that we had to wait a really long time in between Breaking Bad.
The golden age of television, they called it, Pete.
Oh, yeah.
I was there.
Why do you have a pipe?
I was part of a battalion called Must See TV. We were positioned by a general facing off with How I Met Your Mother and Big Bang Theory.
That's right.
First we saw the smoke, then we saw the whites of their eyes. Now I sound like Keith David.
I knew there was a reason I liked it.
This podcast is brought to us by our friends at Casper. There's no sponsor I use more than Casper because we sleep on it every night. That's a massive amount of hours. We've slept on it for years, long before they were a sponsor, and I genuinely love their mattresses, and I love their pillows too. We need to get a couple more because Val and I always fight over it. Sleep is one of those things I don't want to mess around with, and Casper makes those reliable, high-quality mattresses designed for comfortable sleep night after night. In fact, out of 99 mattresses, Consumer Reports named Casper's The One their top-rated all-foam mattress of 2026. They're durable, long-lasting, and there's a wide range depending on whether you like firm, soft, or somewhere in between. Plus, Casper has a 100-night risk-free trial and over 110,000 5-star reviews. That's incredible. They even just launched kids mattresses so the whole family can get on into it. Remember, the day always ends well with Casper, and right now you can save up to 30% on mattresses and up to 35% off everything else when you go to Casper.com. One last time, that's CASPER.com, and save up to 30% on the mattress you deserve. This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. If I could wake up tomorrow and be better at one thing, it would be staying present. Not thinking about what I have to do later, not obsessing about something that I did do, just actually being where I am. That's something therapy has genuinely helped with. Helped me notice my patterns, understand myself better, and as a result, be a more present person. Better is a feeling defined by you. And for BetterHelp, it's a BetterHelp therapist who really gets you. It's a focus on global emotional well-being with thousands of therapists and millions of members in over 100 countries. It's progress. And for me, it's getting better and being here now. So sign up. You know I love talk therapy, and BetterHelp makes it so easy. You can swap therapists at any time. Talk to a qualified professional now. It's greater than the sum of its parts. Sign up and get 10% off at betterhelp.com/weirdo. That's betterhelp.com/weirdo. Can I show you a moment from Rick and Morty that I saw last night? Just for fun. How do you feel about that?
What, a meme? Like a...
No. It's a moment where you guys strung together like six incredible jokes in a row, and I really think it's worth watching.
I feel great about it.
Okay, so it's an episode where Rick has made a love potion that's gonna. It's a little bit like Obsession, the movie, and Morty smears it on a girl, but then everybody starts falling in love, and then they make an antidote that's gonna make. It's derived from praying mantises, which are the opposite of obsessed. But then everybody starts turning into praying mantises, and then Chris Parnell, Morty's dad, has this moment. And if nothing else, I just think you'll like seeing it. You can hit play here.
Take me to Morty. You're not Morty. No, I'm Mr. Crowbar. And this is my friend, who is also a crowbar.
One.
That's stupid.
Two.
Yeah? Well, look where being smart gotcha.
Jerry, thank God.
God? God's turning people into insect monsters, Beth. I'm the one beating them to death.
4.
Thank me.
5.
Thank you, Jerry.
Yeah, that's great, and that's an example of like I could
Thank me.
that run probably took that probably took as long to write those lines.
Yeah.
That all of that probably took as long to write as it took to watch it.
Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't do 1,000 passes on that. It's Jerry.
It does have a flow to it.
It was like, well, this is what's happening. You know, what is Jerry? Jerry is I was thinking about that this morning because I'm in a fucking spiral on a script I'm trying to write, and I'm laboring over. I'm like, what is wrong with you? When are you going to learn? And then I was like, give yourself a break. What if these are two modes of, what if? And in fact, the stuff I was writing was like a character was like commenting on like someone was saying, why are you putting all this work into something? And the character wanted them to know, I'm offended by the idea that you think it's work to come up with something this stupid. But I'm not being a snob when I say that, this character said. I'm very proud of my accomplishments, especially when they require zero effort.
Nothing.
That is a different kind of pride from torturing yourself.
That's what's special about that. I'm not surprised to hear you say that it didn't take. I did think maybe you were going to say that took like 4 days to write. Maybe, but I'm not surprised in hindsight that you're like, no. But it's what we were talking about. The story is he's going around killing all these praying mantises. He walks in, he has a crowbar. I'm Mr. Crowbar.
and I have this, and it also happens to be a
Yeah, it starts with
crowbar.
the ease of that. That's the great thing about a character like Jerry is like, obviously, I think you can see the flowchart there. You go like, no, I'm Mr. Well, okay. Like the cool thing is that it's not even being meta to go like, this is a Rowdy Piper line about bubblegum or whatever. It's like Jerry is thinking what the audience is thinking, what the writer is thinking. Everyone
right. Everybody's aligned.
Is going like, I need to say something now, and I need to say it about my crowbar. And so he says the absolute first thing he says, which then, because he's confident, can just be added to like in a constitutional amendment. That says, okay, by the way, also no slavery or women too. Like just move forward.
And then, but then it is a little meta that the praying mantis creature says that's stupid.
Yeah, but then guess what?
Guess what? Look what being smart got you after he kills him.
And he's having a moment.
And then she says thank you. And then you, in the world, in the plot, in the story, go, thank God you're here. God's turning people
even
into
that's not
praying
good enough
mantises.
for him.
That's
And
right.
I think that's a beautiful thing that it's like, and and that character,
he's juiced up.
Yeah, it's like, and that's the slippery slope of the he's having a moment while he's having a January 6th, isn't he? He is having a January 6th. He's having an anti-academic, anti-science,
he's feeling
pro-hierarchy to the point
crowbar.
where God being invoked to praise him, not good enough.
No. Thank me.
Tell God to sit down. I'm with my wife.
I count that as two jokes. God is making people into praying mantis creatures. That's joke one. And then thank me is just so much hubris. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. And the irony there is that, of course, you would credit that to Rick. You know, that's supposed to be how Rick thinks.
That's
but
right.
It's like,
It is how Rick thinks. Rick is decidedly very, whenever God comes up, Rick doesn't miss a chance to say that that's dumb.
Yeah, but he also like several. There's a handful of occasions where we just very deliberately, like I just have him. Whenever he feels like he's about to die, he will immediately be like, "Okay, maybe there's a God. I don't."
Oh, really?
Yeah. He just, it's like he's not
He's
not
hedging his
going
bet.
down like what was it? Who went down real cool like that? Like Christopher Hitchens, was it like?
Did he die like that?
Well, I mean, like famous atheists who then we watch them get sick, and then they not out of like pettiness or anything, but just out of grace, they're like, look, I'm not gonna. I know you're all waiting for me to like flip and like.
And he doesn't.
I think I can't. Christopher Hitchens. I may be getting the name wrong. I feel like it was like a dude who was famous for being a lean, mean, atheistic, not like Ricky Gervais, like let's go to war. More of just a guy that was out there speaking for the importance of skepticism.
Do you think, though, deep in your private life, there might be like a look, just to you, it's a mystery. With respect, I don't know what's going on. Like, you don't say it.
I'm not an atheist.
No, I'm not saying you. I'm saying the hard, dyed-in-the-wool, book writing, public atheists. That there might just be kind of like a, look, I don't, like just to you.
I just had this conversation with our mutual friend your friend from the Chicago days, Ryan Ridley, who I'm writing with. And were you trying to wrap up the podcast tonight?
I absolutely wasn't.
Okay, because I have a bad habit of like, it's like.
No, are you nuts?
Okay, but it's that Pascal's wager thing combined with, because Ridley's been working with me so intensely lately, and he's marked that on a couple of occasions I have this thing where I'll comment on it when it happens, where there's a definition for me when I'm talking out loud and brainstorming, where I'll say something and then I'll bother to mark it as like that makes me feel like I'm going to go to hell. And it's not like because I made a joke about kids with cancer or, not like a karma thing. It's very specifically like a raised Lutheran, went to Sunday school a couple times, had parents who did their best to like imbue me with a kind of boogeyman form of God, in which case there is such a thing as blasphemy, using the Lord's name in vain. I grew up in a house where if you broke something and you said you didn't, if the Bible came out and you had to swear that,
Oh, really?
It was like it was like lying under oath as opposed to, and I respected it. So anyways, I think there's like something in my upbringing, and Ridley was curious about it. He's like, what do you mean by, what is that? Is that like, is that just Pascal's wager, like, oh, just in case, knock on wood, and I'm like, I think what it is an actual projection of the kind of, if I were God, which is easy for me to imagine.
Also the beard and the hair.
That if I were God and I were in the business of punishment of any sentient beings that didn't know whether or not I existed, what kind of shit could someone say that would make me go, how about a quick example out of you? How about just like a little poetic, like right on you, right after you said that.
Yeah.
And because I have a definition of that, then that's the thing that I try to stay away from.
And what it's not.
Well,
it's
like hubris. It is what, like, which isn't necessarily, it's not just pride, or it's like a weird form of, like, I think weaponized being stoked about, like, nothing could ever.
Yeah.
You know, like
Everything's going my way.
Like there's no God, because there's no scientific proof that there is, and because of all that, here's a pitch for what to do to your volleyball, Tom Hanks. How about I'm gonna rub my dick on it, like where you're just like, well, what are you doing? Like, what if the volleyball bites you on the dick because it's a real thing? Like, wouldn't you, if you were going to do that as a volleyball, wouldn't you do that? I'm referencing Castaway.
I got that.
Yeah.
But when does Wilson become a real thing in this?
It doesn't.
It never does. It's the fear.
I'm saying, like, the reason why I would never
is for fear of a
lines
biting
I would
Wilson.
draw around if I was living with Tom Hanks on his Castaway Island. This is a movie that maybe we should see, like a sequel, it's Castaway 2, but like this time, like, Seth Rogen's also Castaway, and he's coming over like, hey,
he's got a void.
But they like, I would be like, how are you, Wilson? Nice to meet you. There's a lot of that relationship that would inevitably put us on a collision course if Tom Hanks started saying, Wilson says you have to be racist with me against basketballs or coconuts, or that you have to, like, pull out your tooth because Wilson says when I pulled out my tooth. It'd be like, well, I think Wilson is like ChatGPT, and I think, like, you need to just
you have Wilson psychosis.
Tend your own garden, Castaway.
Yeah.
But it would just never, like, I'm the kind of guy that would, even if I went to holy war with Tom Hanks over his volleyball, because I would still, like, I would be like, yeah, but don't like puncture the volleyball on a stick to, like, teach him to, like, so
You'd
that
still have respect
in his prison cave cell that you made because he went Lord of the Flies, like, so that every morning he looks out and sees the punctured head of Wilson looking into his cell
out of respect.
Yeah, because because. Yeah, and I think it has to do with, like, this, like, trigonometry of, like, if you for me it's narcissistic math. It starts with, like, if I were a universe that engaged in manipulation, and punishment.
But so many of our images of God is images of Father. We're talking about Father Wound. We're talking about the myth and all that sort of stuff. So many of us have drunk, angry dad. Has so much more to do with you and your culture and your upbringing or whatever, or your experience, and we can't help but go, like, I have a joke about this. That's why we think we're living in a simulation, is because whatever the height of power is, we think that's what God is. And it's very self-centered, and we used to do that with the brain too.
Right.
When the Greeks invented the aqueducts, they were like, it's like an aqueduct.
Right,
and now we're like,
right.
It's actually like a hard drive.
Yeah, they used to think the brain was like where your sperm was made.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they thought the heart was, which it does make a little bit of sense. It was like they thought the heart was where all the kind of the.
They also used to think that sperm combined and made a baby out, like, it's white. You know what I mean? And I guess, I don't know if the babies were white, but when I see fetuses, they're always kind of like not exposed to the sun yet.
Aristotle thought women had less teeth.
Really?
He put so much work. He got up every day and like was all about science. Like he was like, what if a raccoon was related to a fox but different? And then his girlfriend's just like, that seems like a good idea. And he's like, shut up, less teeth. I mean, maybe maybe teeth were fleeting back then. Maybe it was hard to find a woman's skull with like the right amount.
And maybe they got less dental care.
Yeah. I mean, teeth back then you were probably on your wisdoms on your prom night.
If George Washington, the first president, he actually had slave teeth. That's what they whitewashed that.
Yeah, they said wooden teeth.
They
changed it to wood
teeth,
because the truth is he had other humans' teeth.
He had animal and human teeth, bro. But I'm saying if you're the first president and even you don't have your teeth, I mean, imagine what the street sweepers got.
Yeah, and
teeth
in toga times.
In toga times.
Where they were eating gravel.
Has something unexplainable ever happened to you? A psychic, a ghost, a UFO?
I mean, it's gotta be. I lost a Palm Pilot once in my apartment that I swear, just like, there's no way I was that blind to where that Palm Pilot was. A ghost took it and put it back to mock me or something.
It showed up somewhere?
Yeah, I mean, but that doesn't.
Wait, tell me the
count.
Palm Pilot
It's
story.
Just like,
you had
I
a
was
Palm
just like,
Pilot.
I was an early adopter of
Palm Pilot
technology in general.
You were like, I don't want a Newton. I'll go Palm Pilot.
I was like before the BlackBerry, they were just these things. They were data assistants.
Yeah.
And I just always thought, like, I thought I wanted to be like Penny on Inspector Gadget. I thought that
me too.
Like, if I had enough equipment, I could.
Noah
become
Garfinkel had the great bit
organized.
where he goes, Penny was just a girl with a laptop with Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
The computer book was so improbable, and now we all have that.
Yeah, I know, and it had like 6 buttons.
Yeah.
But I just thought I kept thinking, like, oh, I'm so sloppy and disorganized. Even as a kid, I was like with the homework with the bubble gum in the pocket, and I thought that it's because I don't have enough
I'm the same way. I was I'd buy the Casio little like clamshell keyboard. Like I couldn't wait for the future.
They have a digital calendar. That's why I don't use calendars, is because they're not cyber calendars.
Yeah. And back then it had like a 3-hour battery life.
Yeah.
But still.
So I had one of those when I was like in my 20s living in Las Feliz.
Right around here. Yeah.
Doxed you, sorry.
No, it's okay.
Come on down to Pete's garage. Take a neon sign.
It used to work. What is that term, doxed?
Yeah.
Like when you...
it's when you unduly localize someone.
The Times did a profile on me, and they just straight up said essentially where I live and my car, and I was like, what is this?
Oh man! Wait,
who does that?
I'll tell you who else does it. Real estate brokers.
Oh really?
They have their own little community where you can tell them as many times as you want. Let's keep
it's you.
Let's keep my house off the books.
When you're saying, and they'll all say this is Dan Harmon's house.
Yeah, because I guess in their community, I don't know.
That's how they sell houses.
Yeah.
You could be neighbors to Dan Harmon.
Yeah.
And his Batmobile.
Any reasons you'd want to be? Perhaps you're a schizophrenic Canadian who wants to crawl in his window with a hammer. Go ahead. The police won't tell him to drop it. They'll tell both of them to drop it.
Wait, so you lost the Palm Pilot?
Because the future ghost of Paul Pelosi was trying to warn me about the dystopia we were going to end up living in. The Palm Pilot was just missing, and I was like, where the fuck is this thing? It's gone. And I tore my entire apartment. I mean, it was it was a very, very small apartment, and it was a coffee table in front of it, and it was not a cluttered one. It was, and this is going to sound like a bit, but I'm almost positive it was a copy of Hero with 1,000 Faces that would have been on my coffee table at that time. After I looked in the freezer. People who lose things know that threshold. I looked in the freezer. I looked twice.
Yeah.
I went
Let's check
around the perimeter
again.
of my apartment building. I went and looked up and down the street. Every couch cushion, everything. And then so if that process took like an hour safely, Then I turned at one point, and on my coffee table, within the pages of Hero with a Thousand Faces, so clear to see, because you couldn't. It wasn't. It was like. It made the book look weird.
Yeah.
It made it look not like a book. It not. It made it and it was like just stuck in there to the point where I freaked out, because I was like, the only explanation for it being there is someone's in this apartment with me.
Oh my God.
Because I don't sit with Joseph Campbell and my Palm Pilot.
Yeah.
And then when I decide to go eat a Atkins burger, giving you a time and place here. Bookmark page 20 by putting a giant Casio keyboard in it. And
Did
then
you read
putting
that page? Did you think you were maybe being guided to read that page?
Oh my God, I didn't even pay attention to that. I'm such an idiot.
Like Matthew McConaughey in Interstellar, you put the phone in the book.
I'm such an idiot. I wonder what page it was.
You were just like, thank God I have my Palm Pilot.
Oh my God.
It's like, clearly he'll reread the page.
And on top of it, I was like, ghost.
Yeah.
And didn't go, what was on the ghost's mind? What an idiot. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a D on the forehead. That's just a D on the forehead there.
God.
Well, how do we get him to read that page?
God lost my Palm Pilot. Thank me for finding it.
That's fantastic. What?
Well, it was early in the page, so he was probably just still yapping about being a Boy Scout and a Catholic. I mean, what am I going to read in that?
Nothing. Fucking nothing. I have a question. Why do you keep making shows?
I promise to stop. I don't.
I'm glad you do. I'm just curious.
I don't know anymore. No, I don't.
I'm curious why you.
I don't want to make anything anymore. I'm gonna.
Is that real?
Yeah. I mean, I just got. I realized. I asked my dad when he retired, and I got a different answer than I thought.
What did he say?
49.
When he was 49
I'm not saying
when he
that's
retired?
normal, and retirement isn't an option for most people. But like
your dad retired when he was 49?
Yeah.
From what?
I'm sorry. It sounds like retirement sounds like dying. Like retired from what? From workaholism.
He got sober from workaholism.
My dad was like an entrepreneurial kind of like he was the video duplication king of the Midwest in the era of VHS as a medium. He got in 1979, 1980, and he got out right before the birth of the DVD.
Wow.
And for that era, he from my bedroom with two VCRs linked together to when at his point of retirement had a building he built with like 50 employees, was the largest provider of mass video VHS duplication services.
Oh my God.
In the Midwest, and he sold to his biggest competitor, which was some coastal company, and got out at 49. He was the only bigger workaholic than me.
Oh wow.
And I was like, wait, 40. Oh.
And then what did he do from there?
He went to Florida with my mom and found out that no size of boat makes you a boat person. He came back to Wisconsin, where he is now sitting. Hopefully not watching this. But if you're watching, Dad, I love you. And,
he's just compulsively making a copy of this podcast.
I mean, he kind
I can't
of
stop.
Yeah, I mean, well, my dad's thing was stained glass. That was his like hobby.
Okay.
That had nothing to do with work. So I imagine he's.
But why? So it sounds like I'm being cheeky. I'm actually just quite curious. We're not that different in age. And when we're talking about meaning, purpose, struggle, discomfort, these are all the things you're embarking on when you're making shows. Like, is there some sort of lesson that there's things you want that are on the other side of things you don't want? Like, why not just be comfortable? Or you're like, that doesn't work? Is there any wisdom here?
Well, what if being comfortable means? I mean, I don't like working, so what if if I were to follow my bliss, as Campbell would advise us, like starting tomorrow, it would start with me not working anymore. Like, and my work is what makes me valuable to other people. I mean, when I say that, those words are so much more catastrophic than if I were a carpenter or a firefighter. Maybe not. I mean, maybe that's an insult to them. Like, but I'm crediting them with more mental health. I'm saying, like, my God, the entire reason why I started doing what I do is simply to solve what I think my 6-year-old brain must have seen predicted to be a lifelong unsolvable problem, which is that no one's going to like you unless you provide in a big way, in a way that no one else can, and that will make you acceptable and safe. And if you're safe, you can relax and you can be happy. And like now I'm 53, and it's like, I solved some of these problems here. So like I have more money than a lot of people, and therefore should be able to, like, theoretically tomorrow just be like, I'm not coming in today. Like that's it. I'm done. And I just like.
But do you feel like you haven't solved that core issue?
Well, I don't. Well, then who am I? Like, I don't know. And I don't. Am I like just an empty paper bag? Like,
would you say then you haven't yet believed yourself when you say, no, you're valid without the products?
Well, yeah, because I think it's, because, like, remember, did you watch Larry Sanders? Like, remember the early seasons where he was like, I'm going to go to Montana, and it became like his mantra.
Yeah.
And he was convinced of it, and it was like, he thought, like, I want to be in a cabin in Montana. That's all I want. This job is unhealthy. This is narcissistic and awful, and I'm going to go to a cabin in Montana. And he just kept saying it over and over and over again. And then he pulled out triumphantly, and he went to his cabin in Montana, and then it was like the fucking like scene where he's like in a cabin, and then he's like just quiet and there's no music, and he comes out, and then he goes like, I think I made a big mistake. And it's like credits. If that were to happen to me, I think it's just like one should only retire because one actually has a thing that they actually want to do in retirement. I think. Like for me, it would be woodworking, like work, just going to my workshop every day.
You do woodwork?
Yeah, like not Nick Offerman level, not any level. Like I'm enjoying like putting a workshop together, and I enjoy organizing in a workshop and having tools, and like I try to make like Cody letters out of wood and give them to her, and it looks like a 6-year-old did it. And
you just write OCD. Is that okay to make that joke?
That's an angle I'm going to steal, I think. But anyways, what was that? It was the.
Well, it's an interesting question. You're saying we need to do something with our retirement. I'm in a similar place. There's no. And I wonder if you're neglecting the rush and the thrill of making things.
Here's the different split that I think is the healthy thing, maybe for both of us, certainly for me. I think there's no need for it to be binary between me making things for audiences and me like climbing a telephone pole, whatever, hang gliding off of it. I don't know what normal people do. See, that's why it'd be dangerous to retire. That's what I think normal people do.
A gallon of milk costs. You're like, what does the ordinary Joe do?
Why are you doing?
He comes home from hang gliding.
Climbing the normal people pole and hang gliding like in the Juicy Fruit commercials. This is what you people do. I'm enjoying life. I love life. I'm like a normal. Oh my God. Why did we watch things he wrote? We were in the hands of a...
Bro,
all right.
There have to be moments like that where you go, we used to do this on Crashing, I'm not proud of it, but you go, would have to hearken back to when we were starting doing stand-up and go, how much money would Pete need to be offered to drive 7 hours to do 10 minutes of stand-up? And we were like, $40. And we were like, yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
But we'd forget. But that's what the first 10 years of stand-up is.
I think, the difference split before... This is what I've decided I need to do as soon as possible. I need to get to a place where I get to wake up in the morning and not know what I'm supposed to do that day, because I'm the most employed man alive, and all of my jobs are now based on things I did a long time ago in a young man's flurry to survive a chaotic wasteland that he thought was out to kill him. And so I am now safe. I need to learn how to interact with people, and I need to know who I am. And then if I can figure that out in a way that makes me enjoy writing again, then I need to write a brand new fucking, who knows, whether it's a movie or a TV pilot or a raving manifesto before I do what needs to be done. 2027.
No, don't
in
say
the
it.
year 2027.
No, don't
the
do
data
it.
centers will go offline
Oh my God.
in a massive earthquake caused by Pete Holmes.
No, don't bring me into it.
Terraforming cyber bomb
And a solar flare?
and a solar flare.
Yeah, just throw it in. That would knock out the power.
Too many cooks in this apocalyptic vision. Now it can never happen. What are you Mrs. Marvel? What are you?
pitch
Solar
room.
flares in your bomb? What?
We're pitching on your prophecy. That is too many cooks.
Also, you were trying to help me, like,
Yeah,
throw
and a
in a
solar
solar
flare.
flare.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
and I lashed out at you.
No, you didn't. If that was a lash out, you weren't raised in the 80s in Boston.
Blink. I drank out of a garden hose, and all I got was this cigarette burnt T-shirt.
Tell me a Donald Glover story. Because do you ever watch like the video for Littlefoot Bigfoot and go, I worked with that kid?
Yeah. Well, all his videos where I'm just like, oh my God, he's like Sting.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I knew Donald. I mean, I know Donald, but I knew Donald when he was like, I don't know how old he was at UCB, 20. And like, we're all just farting around. And I'm just so upset, like very interested in this person that saw, like very Joseph Campbell, saw the further journey, fired his reps. They didn't believe in the Gambino thing. And then I probably watch that video, I don't know, once a week. I just think it's fucking incredible.
The giant dude. I texted
know, the
Donald about
giant
that.
dude.
It was like
The giant dude.
It was. Did Hero that Hero guy direct that video, or did
I don't know who directed it. It's perfect, though.
But the choice to that, like I'm not hip hop literate, so I don't know who the dude
I don't
is
know
who
who the
does the
dude is
rap
either.
bridge, but he's like this laconic giant who
I know.
absolutely. I love that's the shit that I'm bad at. It's like 90
The imagery of
degree
that?
lateral thinking, that.
I always thought it was like
shamanic,
where
joyful.
black entertainment was. Now a white guy's going to explain the Littlefoot Bigfoot video. But there's something going on where the crowd starts paying attention after there's an act of violence.
Yeah,
There's something
well,
going
yeah,
on that he
that's-
says, who here lost their pappy? And then there's something going on that there's this larger than life, the future.
Right.
So Donald's representing like the heritage of like what it was, and then there's this giant guy that no one could even imagine. This is my interpretation. I've watched it so many times.
Yeah,
and I've been
I
stoned
have.
watching it a lot. So I'm like, I think I get it. But fuck all that. The way he moves in it. You were doing this show. He's just being a funny guy, and then you see. I don't go to Sting. I go to Prince. I'm like, he's Prince.
Yeah. I mean, he's a different guy. There was no inconsistency. Like when he started working on our show, he was making the Screen Actors Guild equivalent of minimum wage.
That's right.
He was getting paid what Danny Pudi was getting paid. They were the hardest working on the set, getting the smallest paychecks. That's not a diss to everybody on the show was getting paid less than legendary people and working incredibly hard. But they were the kids, and they were the ones that we could pay the floor of what you get if you're an actor on TV. And they were the energy of those guys together and individually. It wasn't like Piscopo and Murphy where it was like latch on to each other and do this thing. It was like, but it was just like they made fast friends. They were amazing together. It forged the way that I started writing for those characters. That friendship was absolutely unplanned. You can see if you watch early episodes of Community clearly that the plan was for the character of Troy, Glover's character was going to become a Beavis to Chevy's Butthead. That those characters were going to be the adolescent boys, and the charm of it was going to be like Rushmore, like oh, you know, Bill Murray's old, but he's being juvenile, and he's like a mentor that this kid needs. Like that was the plan. You can see it in very early episodes. And the reason why it's like 6 episodes of that is because back then in that glorious age,
I was thinking that.
it's like
you had time to figure it out.
You got to go home and watch your show on a laptop on Twitter when it was called Twitter, and before politicians were on it and before corporations were on it, and just the audience was on it, and they were still watching television, but now they were cross-platforming and tweeting about the show they were watching, and every line that hit, they would celebrate it, and it was just it was scientific to watch them respond to the friendship between Troy and Abed as characters. And we had, and then there was this strange kind of time travel concept, because if you do watch those early episodes, you might see like a tag shot, but for the end credits where, oh, they very much are putting those two together and celebrating that friendship. That's because we started shooting the tags like 6 weeks in. They changed the clock, the NBC clock. They said, like, we actually need you to have tags that can run on the credit bed. Old man talk. Talking about credit beds.
Yeah.
In my day,
when we built the
we had to put a
railroad.
horseshoe shimmy on top of the show so that mules could dry out. Otherwise, you got an udder cramp. When you're prospecting break, that was the traditional commercial structure was built around the gold mine. Gold melts before steel, and that brings me to 9/11.
I knew it. Thermite.
Yeah.
I knew when you said steel and melting point. I was like, I knew.
How fucked up is it that the word melt makes me
go to 9/11?
Think about loose change?
Yeah, of course.
I mean, get out of my brain. Pollution, like I should. It's just like it's like the thing. You can't reference if you say 10-year-old boy.
Yeah.
Can anyone not go to like the darkest? It's like the phrase now just connects automatically to evil, horrible things. Why? Because you specified his age. Like I said melt, and I was like 9/11 inside job.
You got loose changed.
God damn.
You got loose changed, bro.
That's why it's time to retire too. Because
I think I made
the
it
weapon
clear.
against
No
that
one
is a
wants you to
25-year-old
retire.
mind. I think
That's what you have.
No, I'm saying like if you're 25 and you see loose change, you're not I'm just saying, like, let young people are better at being stubborn and critical, you know?
Yes.
Like they don't end up having connections in their head that they have to go to comedically whenever a phrase is mentioned.
I'm with that. We have a lot of pathways that are pretty unnecessary.
Yeah, it's like our little M&M wraps on our hand. Like somebody says something, and
Mom's
it's like,
spaghetti.
I got a bit for that. I think you'd think I'd have better bits if that were true.
Well, it's funny that you're bringing up neuroplasticity, sort of. It's like as you get older, you become more predictable, and even to the point where you could trigger you and I both to think of 9/11 when you said melting.
Yeah, my ex-wife would call it my iCloud. She's like, it's like got 6 slots in it, so I know that if someone mentions McMuffins on Wednesday, and then they're gonna be your example of a sandwich on Friday.
I have to fight against this. It's like Val, my wife, will say a friend of hers, and I have like a little bit that I'll do for each friend.
I had like a terrible
stop doing this.
I was in a group of people and somebody brought up either Beyonce or beauty, and because either word would like trigger and then I watched a group of people who all knew me, like all amongst each other go like, God, I hope he doesn't tell the story about him getting in an elevator with Beyonce at Radio City Music Hall and noticing how beautiful she was. And they all I was like, wait, what? Like, why is that a bad story? And they're like, I don't know, man. Like, we get it. She's beautiful. Why do you need people to know that you know?
That's fantastic.
And I was like, oh my God, I have like a fucking like tiresome story
about Beyonce. Is that the story? You just were like, oh my God, you're so beautiful?
Yeah, I never like famous people aren't usually like.
Oh no, Angelina Jolie once reached past me because I saw her and I froze, which we do. It's like Toy Story. If a child walks in, you just fall down. That's how we are with Angelina Jolie. If you see her, you just kind of like fall, like Buzz. And she just came by me. She was like Hepburn. She had the kerchief and the huge sunglasses, but you still knew it was her. And she came, and I stood still. I wasn't being weird, but I did just stand still out of respect, I guess. But what she needed was right by my head, so she had to like reach right by me. And I was like, that's the most beautiful person I've ever seen in my life. And that is the story. That's all I got.
Yeah, it's there's no. I mean, there's people that claim they have like satisfying stories that involve encountering.
But they don't.
Kurt Russell. I was at a barbecue and like because his human kids who I can see as human like but it's like fucking Kurt Russell's gonna be there.
Yeah.
And I'm standing over by the cooler where the things is and Kurt Russell is there, and he just is Kurt Russell. Just looks like him and is him.
Yeah.
Was born him and is now him, and said something like in Kurt Russell voice to me about like me getting like a vodka or something, something that was an entree to a conversation. Like it was just like, oh, well, you just go right for the vodka, or something like that, like setting me up, like giving me a gimmick, like maybe I could be like,
the ball.
I could have like a line.
And
about,
what did you
like,
say?
I went, yeah, and he was like,
And he moonwalked away.
oh yeah,
No Kurt,
His
no
classic-
Kurt for you.
classic Snake Plissken moonwalk, often misattributed to.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah. But John Carpenter sued him so hard because Escape from New York is the first moonwalk. No,
That's true. You heard it here first. This is our loose change.
When you hear moonwalk, think Kurt Russell from now on forever.
Sushi. I'm just doing a word association.
I tried to think too hard of like what's the thing. But I would have just said fish. Is that do you?
Oh,
have
that's fine.
Okay.
Grateful Dead.
You wait. Is that what you think of about sushi or
No, you said fish.
Great. Oh.
Then I said Grateful Dead.
Oh, do a chain?
No, you go.
Cemetery.
Samurai.
Hard.
Hard 8.
8 is enough.
13 Kids and Counting.
Counting Crows.
Ooh, a Sideshow Bob.
Bob's Burgers.
Oh, wow. John Benjamin.
Benjamin Netanyahu.
Oh, wow.
I mean, is
Yahoo chocolate drink. It's not milk.
drink deep or dive not into the plasma pool.
Carbonite.
Jeff Goldblum. Carbonite. Han Solo.
Vest.
Chop suey.
What's crazy is you start answering immediately, but you are doing it.
trying
You're
as-
answering so quickly. I'm like, there's no way.
I want to do it right.
Walk.
Chan.
Chun. It was like the sound of a walk. Chun.
I was a T for. I was a ton. A tauntaun.
Tauntaun. Smell.
Perfume.
Perfume. Yeah. Christian Bale.
Christian Jackson.
Jackson 5.
5 easy pieces.
Ooh. Kit Kat.
Cat Solon.
Oh.
Cat Solon.
Who's Cat Solid?
Production designer, director, expert at miniaturization. Look her up. CAT.
Oh, mini golf.
Golf of Dubai.
Gulf of Mexico. Gulf of America.
American Beauty.
Ooh, spacey.
Space Coaster.
Inception. No, Interstellar.
Stellar Performance.
Ooh. Reconnaissance.
McConaissance. McCheese.
Mayor.
Mayor Golda.
Mea culpa.
Culpa Cabana.
We did it.
All right.
I feel like that's the right use for you.
I think. Well,
that's like the funnest thing I've ever done with you.
Do we share the thing that it's like isn't because free association when is I kept thinking it's supposed to not be about words,
right?
But
is that true?
Are we both verbal thinkers? I would assume.
Like not feeling.
Like not like images. Like I'm not. It's just like I can't get past the word. Like it's like
I was picturing
I'm an
a
LLM.
tauntaun.
Well, I picture it
the
after.
worms. Oh, okay,
but I'm saying like I'm assuming like when people the value of free association is they say butterfly and then someone says mother and it's like ooh.
Oh right.
Sounds like someone.
Right. You have your Freudian slip.
Right. Or that it's like connected in some meaningful way. But for me, you say butterfly and I go fly in the ointment, and it's like I would think that a therapist would go like, stop it.
Yeah. You were stringing words together.
Right.
But when you said Han Solo, I said vest. So
right.
I was picturing.
No, yeah, you were doing it right. That's why I was asking. Like, I
thought you might say Aladdin. That's the other obnoxious thing I'm doing. Is I'm trying to get you to say Aladdin.
You tried to get me to.
I was like, I wonder if I could get him to say it. Well, like a mind meld.
This is a fucked up place. I'm glad somebody toppled your neon, brother.
This is a fucked up place.
This guy tried to control my mind in front of you.
That's true.
Try to make me say Aladdin.
What was that game we played with Lucius? Do you remember? It was like you say. It was like you say a word and then you try and say the word. I think it was like I'd go like. I'm trying to get you to say. I don't know.
Have you played the game ever? My favorite party game is, I don't know that there's a name for it that's standardized, but it's like, everybody writes like a phrase or anything they want, and then you get the phrase from the person next to you and hand your phrase, and then whatever phrase you get, you draw it, and then you hand the drawing, and then you get a drawing, and then you look at the drawing and you write what you think that is.
Telestration, I believe. It's called Telestration.
I love it so much.
I love it too, but I got really mad because I'm a good drawer. So I'll go, that was fly in the ointment. How did you not get that? And they'll write like, sorry, I ruined your birthday. And I'm like, that's not an expression.
It doesn't, I find that alcohol can fuck it up really bad. Like, because different people get drunk in different ways. And like, my way of getting drunk is to get pretty mad at people who
well-meaning people
get drunk and lose inhibitions to the point where rules don't matter. And we can't, no need to play this game right. And I'm just like, why did we get drunk and play a game if you're gonna play it wrong?
Val has to squeeze my knee a lot. It's like I'm playing to do it perfectly. I think we should do it perfectly.
Yeah. I mean, just because, and it's like the frustrating thing is I'm like, because then we have fun.
Yeah.
Then we look through it all and we all have fun. So stop fucking it up. Who here did this wrong?
But doesn't that go back? If we do it wrong, I'm a naughty boy and I'm not safe.
I don't know. Yeah, I think it's like the thing I had to, because this came up in couples therapy because we haven't played the game. Cody and I shared like, let's play this game, and we went to the in-laws for Christmas and
so hot.
like got drunk, and like Cody got her version of drunk and I got my version of drunk, and supposedly it got like Christopher Durangy from an objective, like that, where it was like where her being drunk and me there was like that I was kind of like knock it off, you're embarrassing me, and then she was like, I'm just out to have fun, and like she said the next morning, she's like, my mom texted me to make sure I was okay, and we went into couples therapy, and I was like, I swear to God, I did not perceive this. I thought she was just really bad at this game, and I was making fun of her. It was Burns and Allen. It wasn't fucking like Get Your Coat, Goodfellas. And but what I discovered, because it doesn't matter whether I was right or wrong, what matters is that I was creating a problem for myself that I do not need to have. If I am part of a game and people are going to play it wrong, that's their punishment.
That's their own. Yeah, that's not. One time I took.
I can just watch them play the game wrong. I don't have to.
I know. I took MDMA once, and the epiphany was people don't have to be like me, and it felt like the biggest parting of the clouds I've ever experienced. I was
you
just
wouldn't
like,
want them to be, right?
well, exactly. And if they were all me, this would be the worst game night of our lives. Be very efficient.
We're pretty similar guys, and the only way we can survive in close quarters together for this long is we both have microphones.
That's right.
Like, we're like beta fish. As soon as the cameras shut off, it's like they have to pull us off like moose. I don't know if moose. I'm assuming because of the antlers that they attack each other.
Yeah. They intertangle like braces. Well, this was perfect. The show is called President Something.
President Curtis.
President Curtis. It's part of your Can't Stop, Won't Stop television tour.
Yep.
And we're glad. We're so glad you're not stopping. I love everything I've seen of yours, and you're incredible.
The next thing I do will not be a spin-off or an adaptation
That's a
of
promise.
something I've already done.
That's a promise.
Unless it's already on the books and you've read about it in a trade magazine, then I'm still doing that. But then, yeah. So
Do you do signings? Do you go to conventions and sign things?
yeah, like it's part of like PR pants over there behind the
She'll
cameras.
do
it. Well, yeah, I'm saying like when I go to Comic-Con, sometimes
Yeah.
I'll do like an hour like signing at a booth.
Yeah. Do I have your permission to dress up like you and do it just for the cash?
Yeah.
Okay. You're leaving a lot on the table. 1 hour at Comic-Con, hundreds of thousands of dollars just left.
Do you think you'll really be able to pull it off? You did do an amazing impression of me when you were on
At
my
your
podcast.
show, I remember that. I remember that. No, I don't know if I could pull it off. In fact, no. Well, thank you for doing it. Again, you're a delight and a treasure. Would you say keep it crispy? It's just how we end. It doesn't mean anything.
Keep it crispy.
I like it. When you're on Rick and Morty and you're one of your characters, do you do a voice?
So I do a bird person.
Do the bird person saying keep it crispy if you would.
Keep it crispy.
Oh.
I like to set myself up with easy characters. I'm not like you. I'm not gonna go deep.
This is
Just trying to pick up an extra health benefit, you know.
And another glossy to sign. Then I'm going to sign as
I'm
you.
a bird. All right, now fix my teeth.
Give me some of that, ladies. She doesn't need them all. Aristotle. Ghosting. Goodbye.
You ain't with